People get ready, 'cause springs are coming. Popping up flowers and plants from everywhere. All thing you need is just drop some seeds. Hey, this is Bammit with his sidekick friend. We got a little something here we're going to go with you today. Tell them what you're doing there, friend.
As all of you know that have gardens, where you go to the whatever store where you buy the seeds already in the plant and you plant in the ground, those are running $5 now. You can get one sometimes for $5, and sometimes you can get four for $5, but it's still $5. So you figure it's got to be a better way than putting the grow lights up and having a table and going through all of those machinations. There's an easier way to do it. I learned about this process from becoming a farm girl. There is a bunch of them out there about how you germinate your seeds in milk. What do you call it? Jug?
Cartons,
Milk jug or milk
milk
bottle.
jug.
This is an old one that I used last year. It's shot, but just to show you how to do it, you have to cut around, giving yourself at least 2 inches where to put the dirt. You cut around the bottom of it, and you make a hinge back where the handle is. You make a hinge so you can open it up. You put your soil on the inside, at least 2 inches. Make sure you have some drainage holes in the bottom, and you tape it up with duct tape, and you put it in a safe place where it can't turn over. When people are using milk bottles, sometimes they use one of those crates. What are they about? Four.
Yeah, the milk crates.
Yeah, put them in a crate so they don't turn over. It doesn't have to be that. You just make sure wherever you put them outside. It could be snowing, it could be sleeting, it doesn't matter what the weather is when you put it out. I'm gonna use these. This is an experiment because I'm gonna use these water bottles because I have them, and because they recommend that you do a frosted cover like this one, this color, where you can't, the stuff won't burn up. I'm gonna put this in a place where it gets sun, but it's not direct sun. You can put these out in the middle of your yard in direct sun. I want to see how these do. If they don't do well, I won't have planted all of my seeds. I won't have wasted all my dirt. I'll just put some more seeds in there, whatever kind. Once you get done, you need to really make sure you label it. I have a marker here. I'll figure out where I'm going to label it at so you can remember. You won't remember when these come up. The seeds will decide when they're going to germinate and come up based on the weather. You don't have to worry about hardening them off. When you start seeds on the inside, you have to harden them off. But these have already been out in the element. They're accustomed to the cold, they're accustomed to the sun, so you don't have to harden them off. Once they germinate and get to a height that you feel comfortable with, digging them up with most of the dirt left on it, then you can put it directly in your garden or in a pot or wherever you're going to put it. Today I'm just going to do 4. I'm going to try. Remember on my last video I talked about doing iceberg lettuce? This is a true experiment. I've never done iceberg lettuce before, but I mean, for $1.69, you can get seeds at the dollar store, sometimes 4 for $1, or at least most of the time it's at least 50 cents a piece. So check out what's in there. You don't have to pay $1.69 for seeds. I said I was going to do rutabaga. I'm going to do the purple top rutabaga. I'm going to plant not all my seeds, but a few in here to see how it does. This is another kind of cutting lettuce. This is a sea of red cutting lettuce. I'm going to try that. This is a new one that I'm going to try. I've never tried the honey boat squash. It's supposed to be very, very sweet.
Honey boat, it looked like a boat.
Yeah. It should be. Some things I just like to see that's pretty growing in your garden.
Yeah, I
And then
know
if
that.
if it tastes good, that's a bonus.
Yeah, pretty. You know, that's what she like to play. But anyway, these water bottles here that she's using, the clear ones, hey, we're not gonna let them go to waste. We pay for them when we buy the water. So you know, the thing about it, use them for something.
So well, you at Walmart you can turn them back in, and then
Around the world.
you don't have to pay so much for your next bottle of water if you have a bottle to turn in. I don't know if
And that wasn't a commercial shot for anybody. People.
No, wherever you can turn them in and get get some off of what you they recommend that you use um potting soil. I like to use Miracle Grow potting soil, not don't use dirt out your yard. Don't use the soil that you use to put in your yard or anywhere. Make sure the label says potting mix for your dirt, and it needs to be moist but not soaking wet. So you just put your seeds in here. Try to put them in so that they're not all on top of each other. If you do have some that ends up being on top of each other, just take the scissors and thin them out if you got them too thick. Or you can try to separate the roots, but if you have the roots too thick, it's gonna be a tangled mess.
And people, please forgive all that dog barking in the background.
Those are the neighbor's dogs.
Those are the neighbor's dogs.
Those are not our dogs.
We're on over 2 acres on this particular spot here, but you can still
hear
hear
the dogs.
Yeah,
you can still hear the roosters crowing on my other neighbor. You're not supposed to have roosters, but he has roosters, so I'm not gonna turn him in for having roosters. I might decide I want to have one day. Probably not. You don't have to have a rooster to have eggs. You have to have a rooster. The only reason you have a rooster is if you're gonna grow some chicks.
Yeah, I know people. She's mumbling right now. You can't have here, but anywho, she was.
I digress.
She was just thinking about some stuff or whatever. But as she continued.
Okay, so this one is the sugar boat that I'm putting in here. I'm putting them in here, but
let me see one of those seeds. If you don't
that's
mind
that's you saw this.
What the actual seed look like, not the package.
Yeah.
Pull one in your hand. Let me see.
Oh, the seed.
Let me see what it look like.
It looks like a squash seed.
Do it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. Look like a squash seed. Well, Sunday backyard farmer, we out here in this dirt, as you can see. We're out here in the dirt.
So after you get the seeds in, then you cover them up. You don't want to cover them up too deep, but just cover them up. Just put a little dirt on top of it. You don't have to worry about watering unless it's excessively dry. You don't have to worry about watering it. You don't have to worry about doing anything except making sure they're not too hot where you are. You don't know when they're gonna come up. They decide when they're gonna germinate. They make that decision. So when it gets to their liking, the weather gets to their liking, you will start seeing the little seeds pop up. Okay. What was the okay, I have to remember what was where, and I have forgotten already. Okay, I know this was there.
It's squashes
sure
over there.
There
you go. There you go.
So it's easy to forget where you put stuff. That's why you have to label it. Make sure you label it. You just put some dirt on top of it.
Well, family, we raise a lot more than what the two of us need or uses. We always contribute and give people vegetables and stuff. This is one reason that we raise so much. It's not the fact that we are hungry, but we like to share and we like to see stuff grow. And then Fran can't never make up her mind about what she's going to grow. So we just wind up with way more stuff than we need.
Yeah, like these seeds that like the purple top, I'll probably do maybe about 10 of those. The lettuce, I'll maybe do maybe 10 lettuce. I'm not going to do a whole lot of anything. Lettuce, you have to eat it as you go. You can't, I don't know about canning lettuce. I know you can can squash. I know you can can rutabagas. The lettuce, you got to eat it. And the more you cut it, the more it will grow. When you get done with this, you take some duct tape and you tape it all the way around closed, because you're not going to be opening it until you get ready to take it out and put it directly into a pot or into the ground or wherever you're going to put it. You won't open it, and unless it is like extremely dry and extremely hot, you probably won't have to water it. You leave the top open, so when it rainwater does get down in there. I'm gonna take this green
I
part
think
off.
I also saw this being done on the OC Dish Chick. But anyway,
Also on Garden Answers. There's a ton of them on there telling you how to do it, and people have different little things that they like to do
they
specifically.
on a little kick, you
Yeah,
know.
for their garden, but they're basically all of the same for this outdoor winter germinating of your plants, and it's one of the easiest ways that I've seen that you do it. But I really like the way, becoming a farm girl, I really like the way she explains how you do it. Some people explain it better than others, and Garden Answers also gives a good way to explain to you about how it's done. Most of them use all milk jugs. Like when you get a gallon of milk, they do that kind of container. Um, I'm hoping, because this is blue, that it's dark enough, because they want you to have it opaque like this. They really, all of them recommend that you have it this color.
Well, as much as milk costs you nowadays, you need to use the carton and
We're going to have to get
whatever.
a cow.
Yeah. Well,
Get a cow.
I've got a guy call me already, want to give me 2 pigs, but I've got to get a place ready.
So
you know, it's not the problem of the land or the property, because we've got plenty of that. But you know, when you get ready to go out of town, and you're gonna be gone a few days or 4 or 5 days, you got to get somebody to take care of the special animals. A lot of times you can get away with worrying about your garden until you get back.
If it's not in a pot.
Yeah, if it's not in a pot. And then too, if it's real dry, you need to have somebody that you can depend on.
What's today's date?
And today's date is the 29th of January. I just had a birthday here, people, about 3 weeks ago. But I didn't tell you people on YouTube, because I didn't want you calling me an OG. But anywho, we have been doing this for quite some years.
Yeah, I did this this way last year. I didn't use these kind of bottles, so I don't know how this is going to turn out with it not being like this. So I'll see. I'll check on it and make sure that it's not getting burnt. But one of the concerns I had last year was when the plant started growing. I wasn't ready. I wasn't near my last frost date, and so they were growing all the way up to the top. So I'm hoping this will work, because I have more room at the top for them to grow.
And it's larger and wider too.
Yeah, so I don't know though, because everybody tells you to use it frosted like this.
Well, we're gonna try it.
We're gonna try it, see how it works out. If it don't work out, it don't work out. I won't have used all my seeds on it.
And people, I also did on a video where you could check with your local feed stores. Now they too have seeds that come in the bulk, that they will sell you maybe $1 worth, $2 worth. They just dip it out and sell it to you like that.
Yeah, by the scoop.
Yeah, by the scoop or whatever, just weigh it out for you. So it's not a real expensive type thing you're doing here. If you got a yard or a spot that you think that you want to grow something in, then drop some seeds. You got nothing to lose and a whole lot to gain.
Yeah, and the seeds don't have to cost that much. And if you're on the bus, I always think about the people that don't have a lot of land. You can put it in a flower pot. You can
Amen.
start it in a milk jug. Get a small bag of growing dirt, something you can take on the bus with you if you're not driving. People think it's easy for everybody, but some people it's more difficult.
Amen.
So if you're not driving, you can get a small bag of like I like the Miracle Grow dirt. It's the most expensive. You can buy a cheaper dirt, but make sure it's um most the kind of dirt that you.
Well, Peter, I'm not going to show you where the dirt is because Fran got dirt scattered everywhere over there. And so just leave what she said, okay?
Well, I'm one of those people. If I find a broken bag at Home Depot or Lowe's, they will give it to you for half price most of the time.
And that wasn't advertising either, people.
No, it's not, but it's a way to get you not pay full price for the dirt. I almost never pay full price for the dirt. I get the Lowe's brand of dirt, and I get Miracle Grow. If it's a broken open bag, I ask them if they will give it to me for half price, and if they say that, they have opened up the doors, because every bag that's broken up, I'll put it on a cart, and I'll have them to mark it down for half price, and then I use our military discount so I can get it as cheap as I can get it. You have to find ways to save money, but I have a pickup truck. So it's easy for me to load all those big bags on there, 2 cubic feet and all of that. But somebody that's struggling and on the bus, you got to do what you got to do to make it work for you. Figure it out. Don't be deterred by the fact that you don't have a truck or a car to put it in. You can figure out a way to do it. It's just be a little bit at a time so you don't overdo it for yourself. But
Okay,
it's doable.
okay, Sherry on Black Tropical and Tasha on Triple Threat. You guys are going to help me out now because we're going to mess around and be back at that acre and a half again.
Well,
So,
if you're willing to work it, we can do an acre and a half.
you're right. But I got other work that I do. I'm supposed to be retired, people, like I said.
Well,
But
that's the best people to do gardening.
yeah, but that's the
Retired people.
operative word. It seems like I'm doing more work now than I did before I called myself retired.
Okay.
So we're going to call this a quit here, people.
This is a hobby.
Yeah, okay. And like I said, we have enjoyed meeting all of our new friends, all our new family.
They got good information.
Yes, and
excellent information. That's how I learn new things.
It has been wonderful. And looking forward to meeting you all in person at the Soil Festival. So take care, be blessed, get out and do something good for yourself. And
plant yourself some seeds somewhere.
And plant yourself some seeds. So that'll be Bammit with his sidekick Fran. Bye now.